What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Listen, I don't care if you've been in crypto for 10 years or 10 minutes. What I'm about to show you is the kind of thing that changes everything. We are talking about a war. Yes, a war between the old guard of global banking and the new rulers of digital money. And the craziest part, the winner has already been decided. Ripple just didn't challenge Swift. Ripple destroyed them. Brad Garlinghouse just confirmed what I have been warning you about for months. And if you miss this, you'll be completely unprepared for what's coming. I'm going to walk you through proof, the charts, the data, insider moves that show exactly how this stage is being set for 10 days of darkness before the new financial system is unleashed. By the end of this video, you're going to see why XRP isn't just a coin. It is the backbone of the future. Make sure you stick around to the end. You're not going to want to miss what Brad Garlinghouse just released. Without further ado, let's dive on in. You see this chart right behind him. Bitcoin versus global M2 money supply. Bitcoin follows the M2. Bitcoin follows gold. Are you paying attention? Most people are glancing at this and they're shrugging their shoulders. They don't get it. They don't fully comprehend what this is telling us. But this is the Rosetta Stone for what's about to happen. You see, Bitcoin lags the global M2 by about 10 weeks or so, which means the liquidity injected into the system, the trillions printed into existence, it eventually floods into crypto. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And right now that curve, it's screaming one thing. Bitcoin 200K, it's not a fantasy. It's knocking on the door. Are you going to open that door? But here's where this conspiracy deepens. Bitcoin is just a decoy. It's the Trojan horse the masses looked at with the real infrastructure, the rails of value transfer, settlement, global payments. It's all quietly being handed over to XRP and Ripple. So when you see Bitcoin pumping, just know it's the signal, the liquidity wave. It always starts with Bitcoin. It has since 2013, and every bull run since then. 2013, 2017, 2020, and 2024, 25 is no different. But where does it end? That's where the chosen coin lives, and Brad knows exactly where this ends. Now let's do a little XRPTA. You can see on here, latest price $298, support sitting at $268 with our resistant level at $319. That's the biggie. That is where you want to keep your eyes on the surface. Look, normal TA stuff, but I want to peel back the layers on this thing. Your RSI is sitting at 44.6. That's a neutral RSI. What does that mean? It means the whales are holding back. They aren't pushing it yet. The MACD, well, we got a bullish crossover. That's a green light. That means we are ready to fire on this thing. OBV, it's rising. It's accumulation. That's the quiet phase before the detonation. The final takeaway of the XRP chart right now, it's bullish. There is no question about it. But here's what I want you to realize. The TA, it's just the surface here. This is all just the surface. We could blow up this chart so you can see it right there on your screen, but look at the signals. They want you to think that XRP is just another token. They are leaving you breadcrumbs, and we're about to uncover a lot of those breadcrumbs. This isn't speculation anymore. This is what we call coordination. And then we get this. Jake put out a very interesting thread here. He's talking about we're seeing major moves, major price action. He's talking about everyone's going to believe that their XRP bag is going to make them rich, and it is. No doubt about it. But he's talking about people don't know what to do after. And he's right. And people don't know where to go. People don't know how to cash out your XRP. If you think you are going to a crypto exchange to a public order book, and you are going to dump millions of dollars worth of XRP on the Coinbase, Kraken, Crypto.com, Gemini, insert your exchange of choice, and that your orders are going to go through, and it's going to lock it in at the price that you sell at. You have something else coming to you. Not only will the exchange probably lock your account and want to know where this money is coming from, but these public order books cannot handle that volume. Public order books are not made for mass amounts of money to be dumped. So, we get a very interesting question down here by Slice of Charles. He's like, do you have any suggestions where or who can help people set up LLCs for their holdings? And by the people, I mean the people who don't have a big enough portfolio to afford your services. Talking to Jake. Now look, there's a reason I open these calls. I am taking several calls per day. I tell you the slots are limited, and they are truly limited. You need to book. You need to book days in advance, sometimes even weeks in advance, depending on it. We go through this exact scenario for the everyday person. For your average Joe, what do? How are you going to do it? How are you going to execute? How are you going to get your newfound wealth from your wallet to an exchange and safely be able to cash it out? That's just part of this call. This is linked in all my videos. You really need to go ahead and book it if you're like sitting there thinking, wow, I never thought about this. How do I do it? Mansell Rida Bismondatet. Trust me, folks, it is well worth it. Then we get this. Starting in early 2026 in Q1, the CME group, that's right, another monster is coming to crypto. They are rolling out 247 crypto. This is coming to life in Q1 of next year. This isn't just an upgrade, everyone. This is the final step towards merging traditional finance with the blockchain rails, especially the rails that Ripple has been laying down for years. How are we going to do 247 with settlement involved? Not doing it with Bitcoin. Definitely not doing with Ethereum with Solana. We know those networks go down. But think about it. The CME, it doesn't move unless governments, banks, and regulators are already lined up and behind the curtains. Ask yourself, why now? Well, it's simple. The system is about to flip. Here's a quick 10-second little video. That's it. No, exciting. I know. But look, once CME goes live, 247 liquidity never sleeps. That is where we are moving to. 24/7, 365 liquidity flowing at all hours of the day, every day of the week, every week of the year. That means that global money, it never leaves the grind. And what coin sits at the crossroad of payments, custody, and liquidity pools? Not Bitcoin, folks. Not Ethereum. It's XRP. This is the moment where all of these pieces lock together. We're not waiting for adoption. It's already happening. Adoption is happening right in front of you, and people don't realize it. They're just hiding the rollout until 10 days of darkness. The reset is triggered, and then we get this, because this is where things get super weird. Cointelegraph tweets, someone mentioned XRP. Is that a thing? Hold on a second. This is the same outlet that has been ignoring XRP, mocking XRP, pushing ETH and Bitcoin narratives, suddenly acknowledging it like this. It's not a joke. That's a tell. In intelligence circles, this is what we called a controlled leak. They plant the seed. So when the announcement drops, the public thinks it was gradual. Cointelegraph knows XRP is coming. So what are they doing? They are priming it. They are priming their audience because they know what is about to hit, but they just can't say it outright. So this is how they say it. They mock, they tease, they pretend it's a joke. Why? Because XRP is the forbidden fruit. Once the mainstream admits it's the chosen one, the game's over. So they laugh on Twitter today, but tomorrow, guess what? They'll be running headlines about the new global standard. Watch. And then Dark Defender put this out. And this is where it all collides. October starts with a US government shutdown. Chaos, uncertainty, fear. People are distracted. But what if this isn't random? What if this is the cover story or the reset? 10 days of darkness. Not just a phrase, but an actual or event where the old system goes offline, where financial plumbing is rewired. And when the lights come back on, the new financial system is in place. You ever thought about that? Blockchain rails, RippleNet infrastructure, XRP as the bridge asset. And listen, this isn't Justium. The signs are all around us. Central banks are testing central bank digital currencies. Payment corridors are being lit up. Regulations being whispered through halls of power. We are bullish on blockchain. We are bullish on Ripple. We are bullish on XRP. And the shutdown, it's a smokescreen. The new system is already humming underneath. And we asked a little chat GPT about this to really break this down because, I don't want you just to take my word for this. No, listen to AI. AI is smart. So it says when we're looking at a mix of real-world events, the US government shutdown in symbolic language of 10 days of darkness. Here it talks about the government shutdown. It states in here the US government shut down at the start of October because Congress didn't pass a funding bill. Historically, shutdowns mean non-essential federal services pause, workers get furled, and markets get jittery. In crypto circles, people often spin this as a sign as the old financial system is breaking. The 10 days of darkness phase, this doesn't literally mean that the lights go out, right? We got the light on right here. It's internet from the Q-style theories, and in crypto, people repurpose it. They've repurposed it to mean a short period of chaos, confusion, or silence before a new financial order emerges, as more symbolic hype than anything verifiable. But what if the 10 days of darkness is really happening and all these events that we see coming out and leading up? Is it any coincidence to you that just as we were 2 weeks away from XRP ETFs going live, that the government shut down? Is it any coincidence to you that 1 month before Ripple's biggest swell events, where they're going to have BlackRock CK, Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, Citi, CME Group, Bitwise, all attending it, that David Schwartz steps down from Ripple and building on the XRP ledger? Call us crazy. Call us whatever you want, but we see the writing on the wall. And ask yourself, why is it always XRP? Why is it always Ripple in the mix? We have thousands of other crypto tokens out there and networks and sidechains, but for some reason, all of this news always comes back to Ripple and XRP. And then Brad Garlinghouse responds the death of Swift. And finally this, folks, as we end it with fireworks, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse responds to Swift's blockchain prototype. He states, "A prototype after all these years. That's all that Swift has. Ripple's been building for over a decade, and all Swift has to show for it is a prototype." Interesting. Meanwhile, let's think about what Ripple has. Ripple already has custody solutions, stablecoin integrations, central bank digital currency partnerships, and corridors running live. Brad didn't even flinch because he knows Swift is done. Their announcement right here, it's just a marketing stunt before their annual conference. It's desperation. So, while Swift is out there trying to play catch-up, 10 years behind, Ripple's already eaten their lunch, their dinner, and their future. Brad just confirmed what we've been saying all along. Swift is over. Ripple is the system now. He states in here, Swift announced it has built a prototype for blockchain-based shared ledgers to be added to its infrastructure stack. Good job, guys. Initially focusing on real-time cross-border payments. I received a number of questions this week about this and what it means for the industry and Ripple. I'm sure he has. He says, frankly, it made me realize I haven't shared enough recently about the thoughts I have had, who we view as our core competitors, and perhaps I will spend more time on a competitive landscape in an upcoming note. I discuss it's true in the early days. We did view Swift as a major competitor, but the reality is in time it's taken them for them to announce a prototype. We've been building a robust digital asset infrastructure, expanding our payments, expanding our on-our payments product to custody, or formed of our payment product, stablecoins and development on the XRP ledger, and more with recent acquisitions. Also, we've dug into the Swift news, and it really seems more like a marketing play in a lead-up to their annual conference, SIOS, rather than an actual meaningful product. Does that sound to you like shots fired? Sounds to me like Ripple knows Swift has absolutely nothing, and they're trying to make it like they have conquered the world. So, let's recap this. Bitcoin's pump, just a smoke signal. XRP chart showing accumulation by the elites. The CME group going 24/7 in Q1 for a new crypto global system. Meter outlets are slipping up, hinting at what is coming. A government shutdown could be the cover-up for 10 days of darkness. And Brad himself, well, he just confirmed that Ripple has destroyed Swift. This isn't theory, everyone. It's happening. The old system is dying in real time, and XRP is positioned as the new global backbone. Now, the only question that remains, are you ready for it? Or are you going to wake up after the darkness wondering how you missed the greatest financial shift in human history? If you believe in this message, smash that like button, drop a comment with your XRP army so I know you're out there, and share this video, because the people who don't see what's coming, they're going to be the real ones who get left behind. The reset is here. The question is, are